we need to make those technologies, those detectors, able to communicate up and down and sideways, able to transfer the information so the decision makers sitting there way away from the front line can able to make the decision. Right? So with that said, I'm going to hand it off to Lisa and have Lisa go first and say a few words, your remarks, and then we will go around the with each of our panel members, and then we'll start off with the question. Lisa?
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. So I know who my audience is. How many of you here are from industry? You just raise your hand. There we go. I wanted to know my audience. So this is for you. I think this whole symposium is about us speaking to you about what you can do for us. So as mentioned, the Coast Guard is a little bit unique because our operations are maritime. It's always on the water. And so that kind of creates a unique environment. But what's more important for the Coast Guard is we are a small service. We are not the conglomerate of the DoD size and large agencies, and I think my fellow components rather in here can relate to this. So we have limited funds. We have limited opportunities for getting what we need when we need it. So it's important for us to share with you, and where your role is we want everything, but we almost want it for nothing. But reality is you understand that that's not the case. But you need to be mindful that when we purchase equipment, so we have the equipment on hand that we use, and as the questions go, we'll probably talk a little bit more about what specifically we're kind of looking for. We have to make sure that it's dual purpose, that it's capable of doing more than in each item, that we can get the best bang for the buck, because we don't have the ability to change out on an annual basis or a per use basis or any of that. And so kind of what Kapish mentioned about, which is remembering the environment, remembering those circumstances of where we operate, that is critical for us because you just can't do disposable. And if you are going to do disposable, then again you have to remember then that price comes into a balance on that, because it's competing for all the other requirements. And that's the balance that I have in my role. In fact, I begin the whole process next week of developing our FY22 budget, is balancing the priorities across the 8 different domains that I have for meeting, which are the cutters, the boats, the CWMD capabilities, our shore infrastructure, all of those aircraft. So where do we divide and conquer and get the best bang for the money that we have to expend? So what I appeal to you is just plan and develop smartly. Take a look at, and I'm not trying to say that you don't, so please don't take that the wrong way, but it's important that you look for innovative ways to package the capabilities, that it can be multi-use, that it's durable, that it's rugged, and that it's affordable. So with that, thank you. I'm probably the least knowledgeable one on this panel. I'm still learning. I've only been in the position for about 8 months. So I apologize if I have that deer in the headlight look. I'm just warning you in advance if you ask me a very technical question. But I have my very smart team sitting off to the right over there, that if you ask something I don't know, rather than leave you hanging and me stumbling on the question, I will just turn to one of them to give you an answer, or I'll just take the question. I'll make sure I get back with you. So thank you. I look forward